Hi everyone and welcome to Speech 1315. This is Honors Public Speaking and I am your professor, Melanie Steele. And yes, typically we will be meeting face to face, which I'm incredibly excited about. I haven't been on campus really since last spring, and so I am excited to interact with my students and get to know you. But as I've mentioned in the email I sent out to you earlier, as well as it's mentioned in your syllabus, this first week is a little bit different for us. And this first week is a little bit different for us for an interesting reason for this class. I'm actually out of town right now. Originally, I had planned to go to the inauguration. Due to safety concerns and many people telling me that they didn't feel it was safe, I'm no longer going to the inauguration, but I am still out of town. And so here's what this week is going to look like. Hopefully you're watching this today on Tuesday, the 19th. I'm going to give you just a quick intro to our class, and I want you to think about some things, and I'm going to have you read some things, and then we are also going to hold on Thursday during our normally scheduled class time. We will have a WebEx class, and I will post that link on D2L. And so at the end of this short video, I'm going to give you some things that I want you to think about and be prepared to discuss when we come to class WebEx on Thursday. So again, just kind of a quick intro, see who I am. You can meet me for those of you that I don't know. And then I really wanted you to take the time to read this, listen to this message so that we could have a great conversation on Thursday. So that's really important to me. So when I think about this course, I've been teaching it for a handful of years now, and it is one of my favorite classes to teach. It kind of brought together a couple of my passions. I am a public speaking professor, and for several years on our Sci-Fair campus, I also ran the Center for Civic Engagement. And there were opportunities for these things to come together. And so let me give you a little bit of background on how this class kind of came about, if you will. So move this for you. So a lot of us can identify, and this is something that I'm going to ask you to start doing immediately, and it can be overwhelming, but I promise that you will get there. For a lot of us, we can identify issues that are so important to us, important to the heart and the soul and the passion of who we are, and they guide so many things that we do. These, for me, are right here: gender equality and gender roles, diversity and cultural understanding, and environmental sustainability. Those are things that at my core make me Melanie. And it's one of the reasons that I was so excited about the idea of going to the inauguration and seeing the first female vice president sworn in. And I get teary-eyed thinking about it because these issues are a part of who I am. All right. And we have these. And first, some of you might be able to think immediately what yours are. For others, it might take some digging, and that's okay. That's what we're going to do in this class. But what I realized was that we may have these issues that are important to us, but we don't know how to make change to benefit those issues or address those issues. So this is a little difficult to see. Let me once again move this down just a little bit for first. This is a bad screenshot, but this was a worksheet. My daughter was in kindergarten. She's in 5th grade now, so this has been a while. And she went to a private school at the time. And she brought this worksheet home. And by the way, it says mine is 0, so she made 100. But let me help you understand what this worksheet wants them to do. It was working on grouping, in kindergarten, what goes with what type thing. But what you were supposed to do is you were supposed to circle the person who would most likely want that book. So And the first one, you have a book about trains, and it was supposed to go to the boy. A book about home improvement and tools, that goes to the man. Dolls goes to the girl. Home decorating to the woman. Cooking to the woman. And then kind of blocked, but jewelry goes to the girl. And when this worksheet came home, y'all, I was livid. I didn't know what to do. And I struggled in a lot of different ways, and mainly because we have raised our daughter to not see these blanket gender roles. That's not who we are as a family. So to me as a parent, that says the outside influences are that important that even if you do what you need to do in the home, those influences are still there. So, of course, I go to school, and I really try to go to my school, Lone Star. I try to integrate things that are happening into my classes, real world examples. And I showed these to my classes, this worksheet, and I was like, so where do I go from here? And so many of my students said, post it on social media. And I said, okay, but then what? And then they were like, then it'll go viral and a bunch of people will see it. And I was like, okay, cool, then what? And they were like, they'll get mad. It's like, help me. Then what? And really what it came to is I had this understanding that even if you have passions, you may not know how to make or influence change. You can't just put it on social media to go viral. Where's the change in that? Right? So for this specific example, I made an appointment with our teacher, and then the principal, and then the curriculum director. And we did end up leaving that school, but they were not aware of the impact of gender roles in this way and held a special training for the teachers. Listen, if I got one person to better understand gender roles, can you see that even though it was that one person, that made more of an impact than just putting it on social media to make people mad? So we want to have these issues, but we want to make change. So this is all happening. I have the issues that are important to me. This comes home. And then I'm thinking about what I do for a living. Why does public speaking matter? Well, to me, this prepares us to have our voice. When it's our turn, and it's an issue that it's important to us, and we've done our research, we've done our homework, we know how to make change, then we're ready. We're ready for our opportunity because we've also learned the public speaking skills that we need to stand up for our issues. So if we look at this course a little bit closer, this is the actual course description. Public speaking is the application of communication theory and practice to the public speaking context, with the emphasis on audience analysis, speaker delivery, ethics of communication, cultural diversity, and speech organizational techniques to develop a student's speaking abilities. That's your basic public speaking. So how is this class different? Well, our focus for this class, the title of it, is Utilizing Public Speaking for Advocacy. Turn your passion into power. And so what you will do in my class is you will take an issue that is important to you, and I will help you kind of funnel it down so it's you're not biting off more than you can chew in our 16-week class. And then you're going to research, what do I need to know about this topic? Who are agents of change? Like once I know what's going on, who are the people I need to be in front of to make that change? For me, at my daughter's school, it was her teacher and the principal and the curriculum director. If you're trying to make a change on the college campus, then it might be our president or vice president. At the state level, maybe it's our lawmakers in Austin. So we're going to learn who we need to address, what do we need to know about our audience, and how are we going to put together a well thought out proposal that can make change in the end. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to trace this idea throughout the semester, meanwhile giving speeches and working towards that final paper. And it sounds like a lot of work, and it can be, but I have so many amazing stories from students that it really taught them how to make a difference. And that's what we want to do here. That's our goal. All right? Not just put something on social media. What's next? So again, hopefully what I'd like for you to do today, Tuesday, and on Wednesday, I'm going to give you some things to think about. I want you to go over the syllabus. It's on D2L. I want you to watch this video, which check, you're already doing it, and really start to think about the course. And then we're going to meet, like I said, during our normal class time, but via WebEx on Thursday. And I'll put that link up for you as well. So what do I want you to do for Thursday so that we can have the type of conversation that can really start to get us going? Okay. A couple of things. Number one, I think this is really important right now. I want you to think about the relationship between incivility and civic engagement. There's a lot of conversation about this right now, rightfully so. And I think it's important to have that conversation. So if you want to start by looking up the definition of incivility and looking up the definition of civic engagement and how they fit together, how they work together, we all don't have to have the same thought on this. The idea is for us to have a conversation. I also want you to watch the event surrounding the inauguration on Wednesday. The news has been about this for the last week. There's some fairly frightening videos from DC with the military presence. And I just want you to be aware, part of being a well-rounded student is knowing what's going on in the world around you. And so I think this week and last week, and many other examples, but this week is a good week that you need to be tuned in and paying attention. And what I'm hoping is that our comments and our observations from the inauguration will also feed into our conversation on the relationship between incivility and civic engagement. Last two things that I want you to do, those first two are the most important. On D2L, there is a PDF, Rhetoric and Civic Life, Civil Life, I apologize. I have a lot of materials for this course from all different places. And so sometimes I will put PDFs together from different books or articles, and I've scratched out some parts and then boxed in the parts that I really want you to focus on. This is like a 36-page PDF. You do not need to read the whole thing, but I think that reading over that can give you a better understanding of the basis for our class. So I think that can be really important. And again, that can go into with the other two things on the previous slide. And then finally, and again, this is something we're going to talk about throughout the semester, start to think about what matters to you. What are those issues that get you out of bed in the morning, that make you question your safety because it's so important for you to be somewhere to witness something? What are those issues for you? Start to consider that. You don't have to know those on Thursday, but start to really consider that. The last thing I will say is this is important for me more than ever, and I love teaching this class. But one of my goals is for you to walk away knowing that you, a college student at Lone Star Sci-Fair, you can make a difference and you can have power. And so throughout this course, when we have these conversations, that's what we are going to be building, and that's what I want to be showing you. All right, so I've given you lots to think about. I've told you what you can do moving forward. I will see you on WebEx. I will put that link in the D2L announcements. And I know in the Honors College, y'all all talk and have group chats. So just make sure everybody's aware of that. And then we will go from there. If you have any questions or concerns, always email me. I am happy to help. And I cannot wait to not only see your faces on Thursday, but then actually be in the same classroom with you starting next week. All right. I'll talk to y'all soon.